Guess what? It's now officially Jazz Festival season because we have our first Jazz Festival interview in the house. That would be the one and only Laura Dubin. That's right.
Thank you.
That voice, you can hear that same voice on your latest CD, Laura. And what's the name of the CD? It's called?
Laura Dubin Trio live at the Xerox Rochester International Jazz Festival. Quite a mouthful.
Yeah. And you'll be performing tomorrow night at the newly minted Wilder Room, which used to be the Rochester Club, and it's going to be in tribute to Alec Wilder, of course. So talk about that in terms of now you're back again. This is how many times have you played at the festival?
This is our second year in a row that we've played. We're super excited that they invited us back again. It's a real honor to be back at this festival that we love so much.
Yeah, and have you had a chance to look at the room yet?
Well, I've been there before because we've seen many other Jazz Fest shows there. I'm not sure if they remodeled it or anything when the name changed. Did they?
Yeah, they've done some remodeling a little bit, but I think it's still the same setup. Have you played there before?
No, we haven't. Last year we were at the Xerox Auditorium.
And nothing. So you haven't played for any other events before this. This is your first time playing in this room as well.
Yes. Yep.
Awesome.
Excited.
So we're speaking to Laura Dubin here on member-supported Jazz90.1, our first Jazz Festival interview. So first of many.
I'm excited to be the first one.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks so much.
And also the interview can be also seen on Instagram Story, as well as Snapchat. Now, Laura, talk about the necessity and why jazz musicians especially should really be involved in social media, because the music was obviously the first social media bringing people together, but now in the 21st century it seems like it's more now than ever. People should be out there really making sure their music is heard in as many places as possible.
Yeah, well, for one thing, obviously there wasn't any of this social media when jazz first started, but now it's the way that most people are finding out information, whether on their computer or just their phone, their tablet, whatever. So it's just a great way to promote, when you have an event, when you're a self-employed musician, just kind of working with your own name. There's not really any way for the audience to find out about your performances unless you're the one doing the promotion, if you don't have an agent working for you to do all that. So it's just kind of the way that the lifestyle is. You kind of have to just promote your performances. But it's kind of fun doing that. It's been a nice way to start building an audience here in Rochester and some other places as well. Yeah.
You're speaking to Laura Dubin. You're on member-supported Jazz90.1. So that being said, what advice would you give an up-and-coming pianist, let's say they're coming out of high school or getting out of college now, they're like, okay, I have the skill, obviously, now how do I turn this into a career in terms of getting gigs and eventually getting to festivals? What advice would you give them?
Sure, well, what I did, and of course everybody's path is totally different, it depends on whether you kind of want to work exclusively with your own name, your own working band, or if you prefer to do sideman or sidewoman work. Everything is all good, of course. It depends on what you'd like to do. But when I moved back here, I basically just spent a long time contacting as many people and places as possible. And if I didn't hear back from them right away, I would try again until eventually we would make a contact and hopefully book performances and just start to get the word out there. And then it's also important to kind of stay close to the audience members that you meet who start to become close to you. We're very lucky. We've had a lot of great people here in Rochester who have kind of become our followers and friends as well. And it's important to stay in touch with them and just kind of keep them in the loop on where you're playing and whatnot. Because the more people start to listen to your music and get to know you as musicians, they start to help spread the word about your performances as well. And it's kind of like a nice organic way to sort of build a network is through word of mouth.
Yeah,
so that's kind of the first place I would start, as far as advice for young musicians.
So cultivate a fan base by becoming their friends.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's on the breaks when we do performances and we take a break in between sets, we almost never go and just sit at the bar in the back. We always try to go and say hello to the audience, try to give them our info if we have our business cards with us or whatever. Even if there's a lot of people and we just need to say hi really quickly. It does, it makes a difference because then people meet you, they realize that you're a musician but also a friendly person, and they're more likely to come back and see you again and tell their friends and family about you as well.
Absolutely. We're speaking to Laura Dubin here on member-supported Jazz90.1. Well, as much as we'd love to hear you talk, let's hear you play.
Great, thanks.
All right. Laura Dubin. And Dave Gross. And
Everyone's here.
We got this is also going to be seen on Instagram Story, as well as we're filming this as well. We're blasting this on social media.
Yeah.
That's the way to do
Little
it.
of everything, right?
Because if we don't see it, it never happened.
Exactly. No proof.
And you'll be playing again tomorrow night, kicking off the Jazz Festival at the newly minted Wilder Room. It used to be the Rochester Club Ballroom, and now you'll be performing at 6 and 10 o'clock tomorrow night. It's part of the Xerox Rochester International Jazz Festival Club Pass series. So, Laura, who's going to be in the band with you tomorrow night?
We have Kyle Vock on bass, and as always, my husband Antonio Guerrero on drums.
Yeah, so you won't be pulling a Carmen McRae anytime soon, right?
No.
It's a little off-mic joke. Carmen McRae used to, you know what, whoever she was dating at the time would say, my ex, whatever instrument he played, and husband, and he did that once. She did that once on a live album. So,
It's terrible.
So, anyways, but I don't really think it's pretty safe on the drummer's chair, because they've always said if you find a good drummer, marry him.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Good stuff. So, Laura, let's go back for those who are just tuning in.
Sure.
Where are you from? Where did you go to high school, and how did you end up where you ended up and ended up back here?
Sure. Well, I'm from Rochester, born and raised. I went to Brighton High School, and then I went to college in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I went to Western Michigan University, and then I ended up back here in 2014 after a couple years of traveling. After I graduated from college, I was working, playing in a jazz trio on cruise ships for about a year.
What was that like?
It was really great, really fun. Really, it doesn't get any better than that for somebody right out of college, because you got to play every single night, and during the day we could get off the boat and see the world. So that was really awesome. And of course, the best part was where I met Antonio. So after that, we spent about a year and a half in Mexico City, where he's from. We were performing there. We had a working trio that we were with, and we also performed as a duo very often. And then we moved back here in 2014, and that's kind of when we started just like, getting into the local music scene here and working our way up, and eventually ending up being invited to the Jazz Fest. So we're happy with how life turned out so far.
Man, I can't believe it's been 3 years already since you've been back.
Yeah, I know, it goes by really fast.
Yeah, it does.
It went by fast.
I know that you get the faster it goes. As
Yep.
You know.
I've heard.
Yeah.
It's been happening to me already.
Millennial. Yeah, you can see Laura Dubin tomorrow evening, 6 and 10 o'clock at the new Wilder Room, the old Rochester Club, upstairs from Victoire. Laura, again, thank you so much for coming down.
Thanks so much for having me.
Kicking off our Jazz Festival interviews, so we'll have dozens and dozens,
Delighted.
but guess what? You can only be the first one for the first time. So
Cool.
Laura, it's you.
That's so great, thank you.
So to close up shop here, we got one more tune from the live album. And talk about that experience of, I mean, there's one thing playing this live, but also having it, knowing it's being documented for posterity. What's that feeling
Sure.
like?
Well, on one hand, recording in a studio is always, like, it's nice because if you mess up one track, you can always do other takes. But on the other hand, that's kind of stressful when you know that, the recorder's on, and, it just makes you play differently no matter what, even if you're trying to kind of not think about that. But the other thing is, once you start doing multiple takes of the same song, you sort of start to lose, like, the freshness of it.
Right.
And so that was actually one really, on one hand, kind of scary in a way, but also another kind of really great thing about recording live, because the energy is right there. It's the live performance. You only get one shot at all the pieces.
And no net.
Exactly. Yeah, no safety net. Yeah. But I think the energy and just like the special, feeling of a live album, you can't really get that from a studio recording, even if you do like, so many takes that it starts to get, you get a perfect take. It doesn't match like the the raw energy of a live recording, and just like the moment of when you were feeling when you were playing there, feeling all excited and everything.
So tomorrow night,
yeah.
you're looking for that raw energy of Laura Dubin.
Yeah.
There we go. It's going to be at the Wilder Room, the old Rochester Club, and that's at 6 and 10 o'clock tomorrow night, kicking off this year's XRIJF. Laura Dubin, thank you so much
Thank
again
you.
for taking jazz further. We really appreciate all your hard work. In terms of also bringing
Thank
the
you so
community
much.
up with all your hard work too.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me here,
All right.
and hope to see you all at our show tomorrow night, Rochester.
Cool.